Hello everybody, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. So today for the Bitcoin update, looks like we're still slowly making our way down. We've got ourselves a B wave of this ABC correction. Hasn't gone up to the point of control as we've said, but you can see we're on the hourly chart here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 straight hours, 3 straight hours of good green volume, right? So that's typical of the B wave. As you can see, you're going up. You're probably going to stop at this 55 EMA or the 144 before making your way down for the longest leg. So, until this reaches this point, you're not going to see that big drop, but that last drop is going to be the big and final drop. Again, for those of you that are not subscribed, who have not been following these updates, we use Elliott wave theory. We use a bit of Wyckoff, but this is Elliott wave theory, and I think we can see it better on the 4-hourly, perhaps. Yes. Okay, here we go. So we can see in Elliott wave theory, corrections happen in many different forms, but one of the main ones is what we call a zigzag correction, an ABC correction. So ABC, it looks kind of like that. The B wave goes up for, sometimes 50, 62% of the A wave. But in some corrections, it could be a lot less. And the C wave is usually a little longer than the A wave. But it's not always. Sometimes it's the same length. So here we have the ABC correction, and I say we're in the B wave because we're rising here, right? And that's normal in an ABC correction. So again, you do these kind of predictions, or I guess you don't call them predictions, but you chart corrections or paths. One of the toughest things to get is the time when it's going to happen. So if I move this over a little bit and I slant this and I change the slope of this, you get an idea for kind of time frame, and it looks a little more you can understand it better, right? So again, the general concept, the general idea of the correction is the same. It's just, we don't have a crystal ball. It's technical analysis, but it's hard to say exactly when it'll happen, but we know roughly what's going to happen, right? We know that a correction was coming. We knew that it may likely take the form of this zigzag correction, and again, we're in the B wave. So in this portion of the correction, you'll see a lot of the other alts use this positive price action in Bitcoin to make their way up. Some may even break out of their corrective patterns, and so we're going to have a look at some of those. But yeah, just let's see. Just because we can't just because we can't make proper kind of just because we can't tell you exactly when things are going to happen doesn't mean that we can't try. So it looks like if all things continue as they are, if we extrapolate these 4-hourly candles, we should continue to get about a good 8 hours of this positive price action, 8 hours more of this positive price action. So 2 more green candles on the 4-hourly time frame before continuing down. And I've said it, I believe that we're going to go down to the 382 or thereabouts. Typically, these kinds of ABC corrections after one wave, wave 1 of an Elliott wave impulse, fall between the 0.5 and the 382. And given that we've had 10 or 11 straight green days of Bitcoin's price action to the upside, I think the higher they go, the harder they fall. It's likely to get that correction all the way down to between the 0.5 and the 382. The really strong projects that are not necessarily going up as much can just touch the 618 and then rebound, but I don't think that's happening here. And if it were, we would have seen it in the volume. The volume would have told us like it would explode. And when we do get a reversal, it won't be ambiguous. It won't be slow and kind of gentle. It's going to be explosive. So that's one thing that everybody should know. The reversal is going to be explosive. And that candle in the reversal is going to have a large wick down, basically meaning it's going to grab a lot of liquidity, a lot of juice or steam or gas, fuel, whatever you want to call it, before making its way back up. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that. All right, again, now we have the context in Bitcoin, the market mover, Bitcoin, the sort of the most dominant cryptocurrency in the space. Let's look at some alts. We have been looking at a number of projects over the past few days. I'm just looking to see what's interesting here. See, a lot of them are kind of in the green. Looks like Axie Infinity is resuming its climb. So AXS is popular. It's a gaming token. It's a governance token, I believe, for the Axie Infinity game, play to earn game. And it is currently in its fourth wave. So it's been going since the end of June. So that's its one wave. That's its 3 wave. We just finished the 4, and I think it's going to go and hit its 5 now. So it started. And again, you can confirm this if let's say you have the thesis that this is indeed a third Elliott wave. You just run your fibs, and third Elliott waves usually correct to the 618 between the 0.5 and the 618, or the 618 and the 786, but usually down to the 618. And see, that's exactly what we have here. It went a little bit below the 618, basically halfway between the 0.5 and the 618. So it's likely that was the third wave and we're going into the 5th wave. So that's Axie. Let's look at SHIB. SHIB is still making its way down. It's in the B wave. So it's going to make its way up probably to this point of control and then come back down. So I think a good entry would be 0.00000. That's 5 zeros and 6. That would be a good entry for SHIB. Shiba Inu. I said it right this time. All right, AMP. AMP has been one of those projects that has been going down quite a bit recently. And let's look at, I hate these charts without much data. All right, let's look at this. And yes, I wanted to show everybody this. So AMP has been, let's go on the daily. And this is the last altcoin. I'm going to try to keep these shorter than usual. So AMP has been going up quite a bit since about the beginning of the year, right? And just doing, really well. But right now, please draw your attention to what's happened. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low, lower high. That's a reversal. Okay, let's go on the weekly. We were on the daily right there. You can see it even more cleanly on the weekly. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, right? Lower high. Higher low, higher low, higher low. You're going to form a lower low. this is a reversal. And what tells you this most clearly, we're on the weekly, so this is really reliable data. You're going higher in price action, and despite that, you're going lower in the stochastic RSI. That's bearish divergence. We're going down. So I say that to mean, please don't FOMO into AMP just because it's doing well. It is reversing course. It's correcting on the macro scale. So again, look at these peaks. These should be higher if it were going to go up, if it were trending upwards, right? These are higher in price action. They're higher prices, yet and still these peaks are lower. It's going to form a lower peak. It's going to reverse. So where is it at? I'm not exactly sure. So let's go into our log and see, can we count some Elliott waves here? So that looks like the first. Maybe this is the first. This is the second. Let's see. The third wave is usually the longest. So this is the third. So let's just throw these on really quickly. So this is the first, second, third. I think we're going into a fourth wave. And then you're going to see a fifth wave. I think that's what's happening. Oops. I think that's what's happening with AMP. So although it's kind of out of sync with, and you're going to see this sometimes, not every project is in a similar phase, but you're getting a fourth wave rollover in AMP. So if not financial advice, but if you're in this project, I would suggest that you find an exit. You're going to get some, price action to the upside, obviously in the smaller time frames. We're on the weekly here. You're going to get here we've gotten multiple days of sort of downwards price action. We're going to get a bounce here, most likely up here. So maybe 13, 14 cents, something like that. But do expect this project to come down. So let's see. Yeah, it's rolling over here. It's rolling over. Maybe you may get as high as 19 cents following this trend, but it's rolling over. Please be mindful of that. All right, that's it for today's Bitcoin and altcoin update. Hope that was useful. If you like this kind of content, please smash the like, subscribe, leave some comments. Let me know what you like to see, what you like, what you don't like. Appreciate it. See you guys later. Bye.